It's been nearly 17 years, and I can finally say with confidence, spectacular. We're good. We've got your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man now. So I just finished your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and I am shocked that this thing is actually like really good. I had zero expectations going into this. I have like had a love-hate relationship with the past couple of Spider-Man shows, and this, it gave me hope. What an interesting new spin on the Spider-Man origin. What a cool bit of world building. This is basically what I expected from the MCU live action Spider-Man, but I didn't really get. I'm genuinely stunned at the way they handled this character because it's basically an alternate MCU timeline that takes place around the time of Civil War. And instead of, Peter meeting Tony, he meets Norman, and Norman is his mentor. And you just see how they take little, interesting tropes in the Spider-Man lore and they flip them on its head. And what the show does really well is what Spectacular Spider-Man did really well, is connecting Spider-Man to his villains at their core on a human level, so that when they inevitably turn evil or whatever, we have this connection so we're like, we feel bad. Like having Lonnie Lincoln or, excuse me, Lonnie Lincoln literally be teenagers with Peter, go to the same high school, they're friends, but seeing how his environment shapes him and seeing him go down this darker path, like, it's going to make the moment where I know he becomes the Tombstone from the comics hit even harder. It adds so many layers. There were just so many moments in the show where I was like, for example, like, don't skip practice, Lonnie. Like, what are you doing? Love how they handled a lot of Peter's relationships in this show, especially with Norman Osborn, who, he's slowly realizing is kind of this, grimy businessman, but he hasn't figured it out yet. I love the line Norman gives to him. He gives him the, with great power line, but instead of saying responsibility, he says respect. And that is a perfect characterization of how Norman is. And I cannot wait to see that relationship with him and Peter sort of, kind of become strained as we, uncover more of Norman's evil plans and secrets. I also really love his dynamic with Aunt May, Nico, Harry Osborn, and it's through those characters that we really get to see that they've nailed the essence of what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man. He has such a great sense of responsibility, care, and he's just such a pure soul, and I just felt so happy knowing they nailed it with this. Like I said before, the world building is A1. I mean, like, I'm glad the cameos aren't overbearing. It doesn't feel like they're just forced. It feels like they're just fleshing out a very lived-in world. Like seeing Doctor Strange, Daredevil, Otto Octavius, Scorpion, like, was so much fun, and they also served the story, which made it 10 times better. And also with those characters, it sets up so much more for the future of this show, which makes me extremely excited. I also must praise the animation because I was not a fan at first, and as the show went on, I've grown to love this very Steve Ditko comic accurate rotoscope animation. I think it works, it's super quirky, and it's Spider-Man. I also gotta say, they cooked with the suit. I love the classic look, and I better see Tom wearing that the entirety of Spider-Man 4. No new suits! But yeah, what a pleasant surprise, a unique approach to this character, and a really fun show I definitely recommend.